I got an email a little while ago while talking about Demigloom, talking to Ben Shapiro. I said that I had never seen a conservative answer my questions with regards to like the definition of woman in comparison to the definition of mother with regards to the fact that adoptive mothers are still called mothers. I've said like no conservative has ever given me an answer on this. Like, why do you think there can't be a non-biological definition of woman if you do believe there can be a non-biological definition of mother, basically? And I got an email like, I don't know, 4 hours ago or something saying, here's my answer to it. And they were pretty nice in the email. So like, okay, I'll respond respectfully. You know what I mean? Like, let's listen. Okay. I want to know like what, you know, excellent question. That's me. One that I've never seen a conservative answer. Okay. I'm going to move my cam to the top right. So past Vaush and current Vaush can operate in tandem properly.
Challenge accepted.
Hello, Ben. There was a time where the word mother...
Oh, wow. You can't tell they're a Vaush fan at all.
There was a time...
No, you can, because she's wearing a nice jacket.
Where the word mother
we're all about
described
the fashion
a woman
now.
in relation to her biological offspring, but our definition has since shifted to account for adoption, leaving us with a more social and less biological outlook on motherhood. My question for you is how affirming transgender identity is such a threat to biology when we have clear precedent for similar shifts in language?
To be fair, Ben doesn't actually ever really answer this question.
Yeah.
But I will.
Okay, so usually there is a distinction. You can call somebody mother, but then an adopted mother is not going to be insulted when you say biological mother. Right? An adopted mother is not going to say...
But they're still a mother.
I would disagree. I think technically they're not actually the mother. We use it in a social setting. And
that's the point though. Like, there is no like technically, right? If a person uses the word that way, like if you want to go to technicality, you can go to a Google definition, right? But Google, like you can look up definitions and like they will include adoptive mothers. It depends. Like there's biological mothers, there's adoptive mothers. They're still called mothers, you know. But at this point, what you're attempting to say, like even on your terms, this argument doesn't work because then you're saying, oh, there's a technical definition, but there's also a widely accepted social definition that has gained respect in basically all levels of society. That is just like a caveat to the broader definition, you know. In which case, like, if you did that for trans people, that would be a pro-trans argument.
But I think, technically speaking, they aren't the mother.
Up yours, Joseph. You're not my real
Family Guy clips, okay. I wasn't prepared for this rhetorical device.
dad.
Obviously just a meme on the common trope. But when the child says, you're not my real dad, you're acting as my dad, but the real dad is the biological one. I apply that same logic to the trans debate. Out of politeness.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're basing your logical arguments on shit teenagers yell when they're feeling upset, you're like that's probably not a great foundation.
I will call you a woman if you want me to, but you're really not a woman. And we already do this as a culture.
But Edward...
With adoptive parents? Like is that something you've done? Like you know somebody who adopted a kid when they were like 6 months old, and the parent is like, yeah, I'm their parent, you know, I'm their mom. And then you're like, I know you're not their real mom, but I'll just say so to be polite. Notice how in order to justify transphobia, you have to do these like really weird socially stilted arguments.
Trans women are technically not women.
Also, what is so if by technically you mean according to a specific definition, but not another one that I like less, like what does that even mean technically? Because earlier you said that technically adoptive mothers aren't actually mothers, but there are definitions of mother that include adoptive mothers. So by what technicality is that? It doesn't mean anything, right? What you mean when you're saying technically is smartly, like big finger quotes, you know, like, well, socially speaking, people may foolishly say this, but logically, But that's a very silly and kind of dumb way of thinking about how language and society work.
We can do anything we want with regards to definitions.
Yeah, because
we could change the definition of tree to mean cloud as well. So when I say tree, I could refer to either of these things.
That's true. And since definitions are constructed by humans, it seems as though we're constructing them towards some kind of end. Like there's something we're doing with definitions, you know? Like there's a point to it all. My argument, and the argument of people who study linguistics, would be that the point of constructing definitions the way we do is to serve utility. Like if you want to, you could argue, since all definitions are socially constructed, yeah, sure, a tree is a cloud or whatever, you know? Like if you want to, but that doesn't give us much utility, right? Whereas there really isn't any loss in utility by referring to adoptive mothers as mother. If you want to, you can just say birth mother to refer to the like that's what everyone does. If there's a situation where there's any confusion, you can say birth mother.
But obviously, trees and clouds are so different that they warrant a separate definition. In the case of an adopted mother, they fulfill the role of a biological mother. So, as a social definition, we put that under its purview. But to me,
it's all social definition. There's no other type of definition. We don't discover any definitions. Like, we don't unearth them, or we don't like turn on a particle accelerator and smash protons into elements to create new definitions.
a trans woman is so different to a biological woman.
That's, I mean, I don't care. To you, I don't care. Okay. That's, I mean, okay.
That they're not the same thing. And I think the fact that you need to take surgery and hormone therapy.
What about like tall women and short women, or blonde women? But don't make me do the whole thing again. Like, again, this is just how definitions work. You have cis and trans women that are both qualifiers to the broader term woman.
We have to decide between the biological and the social definition that Vaush is pushing.
There is no biological versus social definition. It's a definition which means that it was socially constructed. It's a social definition that refers to a variety of things, including social role and biology. They're not. They're not. Yeah.
A non-biological mother can easily jump into the role of a mother, but I don't think.
How? Wait. Wait. If you think mother means to give birth to, and anyone saying otherwise is just being polite, how could an adoptive mother jump into the role of mother? Does an adoptive mother jump into the role of giving birth? Like, adoptive mothers like sort of cram you back up there, then poop you back out again? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't simultaneously argue that the fundamental nature of mother in a linguistic sense is technically to give birth, but then say that you can fulfill the role of one by raising somebody. That doesn't make any sense. If you're fulfilling the role of a definition by doing something, then that's the definition. This guy is a biblical prescriptivist and a fan of John Doyle. I should have checked the videos beforehand. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, fuck, I didn't even check. This is the guy who keeps making videos on me. Okay, well, if you actually care about truth conceptually, I doubt you very often get responses, certainly not from me, okay? So this is the response you've gotten. And my argument is that, based on the logical arguments you've provided, they're self-defeating. They're inconsistent. I feel that I have sufficiently demonstrated that you don't really care about this. Like, you know, like it's just sort of like you feel some way, and it's just a matter of justifying it, you know? But yeah, I'm praying for you. He's gonna live off this response for 5 years. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. Well, hey, listen, he was nice in the email. Maybe it was just like, maybe if I'm nice, he'll respond. Whatever. You know, it's an educational. Does everyone watching right now understand what I'm saying when I talk about definitions, okay? Keep in mind that when I talk about the nature of definitions, I am speaking on this in a manner which is as close to objective as is basically possible in the field of linguistics. When I say definitions are socially constructed, like, this should be taken with just about the same amount of, I guess, I don't know, like, empirical legitimacy as the theory of gravity. There isn't really any other way of thinking about definitions outside of maybe some kind of like incredibly hardcore like religious prescriptivism where you argue that all definitions are directly given by God, and then you would have to pretend that they don't change all the time or that language doesn't change or what. Like, it's impossible. To argue that language is not socially constructed is essentially the same as to argue that fashion trends are innate, empirical, and are discovered by humans. Like they're fundamental to the universe rather than things we construct socially. If that makes any sense. Like that's the level of I guess silliness you have to operate on.